Hello, Ayana Webb here, and welcome back to your piano tutorials you might be watching on YouTube, Instagram, it could be Facebook, Pinterest, etc. It's all the same video, and this is going to be a continuation of my tutorial series for Alicia Keys, If I Ain't Got You. I decided to make this a 4-part series because I feel like, putting it all together in one video would have been a little bit overwhelming, so I figured it would be just easier to break it up into bite-sized portions. So this is going to be part 3. Part 2 and part 1 should be on my YouTube channel and should also be on my Instagram page and also on my Facebook. So those go over the intro, and part 2 goes over the the first part of the verse. So now, for this tutorial, we're going to do this part where she goes, some people think that the physical things, right? I'm not too well versed in the lyrics as much as I am the actual music, so forgive me if the lyrics are a little bit messed up there. So how we're going to do this is, the way we do it normally is we'll do separate hands, and then I'll show you how to do both hands together. I'm not going to go too much into the basic theory. If you want to go back to learning how to name the keys on the keyboard, I do have a beginner video on my YouTube channel if you want to just visit that first, and then come back to this, then that's fine too. So again, I want to just jump right into how to do this part of Alicia Keys, If I Ain't Got You. So the fingerings can be a bit more liberal. I'm just going to show you the fingerings that I use, and then you can either use my fingering or the fingerings that is most comfortable for you. So we're going to start with the left hand because the left hand is the easier part. The left hand just plays the bass. And the good news about this part, actually for the most part for the song, is that the right and left hand kind of move together, so you wouldn't have to worry so much about them doing different things at the same time. So it'll be pretty straightforward as far as that's concerned. And again, when I show you how to do both hands together, you will see what I'm talking about. So let's see. So we're going to start with the left hand. Now, as a reference point, this is middle C right here. What you're going to do is the G that we're going to start with, G is going to be the first note, but the very specific G that we're going to start with is going to be 2 G's down from middle C. So what happens is, this is middle C, this is G number 1, and then you're going to go past this C and go down to this G. So that's going to be a reference point. That's where the left hand is going to start. I'm going to use my pinky, my 5th finger for G, and we're going to just do a walk up to B for the moment. So it's going to be G, 5th finger, A, 4th finger, B, 3rd finger, and we're going to play B 3 times. B, B, B. Then we're going to go walk back down to A. So just really quick, so it goes G, A, B, 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 A, right? Then we're going to start back at G for the next part, which is going to be G, 5th finger, and then 4th finger on A, 3rd finger on B. You're going to play it once this time, and then you're going to go up to C with your 2 finger, and then when you do that, you can come back down to B with 3rd finger, and then back down to A with 4th finger. And just keep in mind, if this is going a little bit too fast, feel free to pause the video and just practice each part that I show you, and then just come back to the video. So those 2 parts together is going to sound like this. G, A, B, 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 A, and then G, A, B, C, B, A. And then ultimately you'll be making your way back to G to kind of repeat that whole sequence, but I'm going to show you at the end of the video how that repeat is going to sound. So it's going to be very similar, but yeah, so I'll come back to that. So that's the left hand, right? So again, if it's easier for you to practice separate hands first, then feel free to do that, and then you can always come back to this video and learn how to do both hands together. So for the right hand, so again, the reference point is here, which is where middle C is. So if you have an 88 key keyboard, I use Yamaha, so we have middle C is the closest C to the center of the piano. That's kind of like your reference point there. Now, where we're going to start is we're going to start kind of in that same area, just so you can kind of get a reference point. So wherever the left hand is, the right hand is going to start kind of like an octave above that. So for the first chord, we're going to use our thumb for, I'm going to say F sharp, right? Our 3rd finger is going to go to B, and our 5th finger will be at D. So F sharp, B, D. That's going to be the first chord. So that's going to be 1, 3, 5. I kind of just used 1, 3, 5 for all the chords. We're going to just do like a walk up and a walk back down. So just to make things easy, we'll just use the same 3 fingers, 1, 3, 5, as we go up and as we go back. So I'll give you the names of the keys. So for the first chord, it's F sharp, B, D. Then when you walk up, it's going to be G, C, E. Then that next chord is going to be A, D, F sharp. So it's going to be a bit of a stretch. This is the one you're going to play 3 times. So bum, bum, bum. Then you go back to the same chord you just left. We're going to play G, C, and E. So when you play that all together, you're going to have this, 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 right? So really, you're just kind of going back and forth between, the same chords, right? So it's almost like an exercise. So that's going to be some people think that the physical things, right? Then you're going to go back to that same first chord that we started with, which is F sharp, B, and D, right? And then we're going to walk back up to the G, C, E chord, right? Then we're going to walk back up to the A, D, F sharp chord. Then this time we're going to play this once. So it's very similar to what we're doing with the left hand, because remember, they're playing at the same time, right? Or they're playing, in sync with each other. So we're going to walk back up. We're going to walk up one more chord, which is going to be B, E, G, right? Then we're going to go back to the same chord that we just left, which is A, D, F sharp. Then we're going to go back to G, C, E. So what that looks like all together for the right hand is boom, 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 boom. Then back to this chord. Then step up. Then step up once. Step up, step down, step down. So that's kind of like the first part, right? So when you add those together, the first chord that you play with the right hand with the F sharp, B, and D, your left hand is going to play G, and it'll play all together. So now we're going to do both hands together, and it's going to look like this. It's going to sound like this. So G in the left hand, F sharp, B, D on the right hand. They will both step up at the same time with left hand on A, right hand on G, C, E. Then the next chord, you're going to play 3 times with left hand on B, right hand on A, D, F sharp. You're going to play all 3 at the same time 3 times. Then you're going to walk back down to where left hand will be on A, right hand G, C, E. So that part together is going to sound like this. Some people think that the physical things, D, right? So she says define. When she says define, the part where she says fine, you're going to go back to the very first chord where the left hand is going to be at G, right hand, F sharp, B, and D. Define. Then you're going to step back up again the same way you did before. So left hand on A, right hand G, C, E. What's within, right? You're going to step up again with left hand on B, right hand on A, D, F sharp. You're going to play it once, and then you're going to step up one more time where your left hand is going to be on C, I use 2 finger, and the right hand is going to be on B, E, G, right? Then you're going to step back down together, left hand B, right hand A, D, F sharp. Then you're going to step back down again, where left hand is going to be on A, right hand G, C, E. So if I were to play that all together, it would be some people think that the physical things define what's within and I, right? So that's pretty much the whole part. Now, when she says, been there before, but that life's a bore, the way you would repeat this, it would look just like this. So I've been there before, but that life's a bore. of the superficial. So when she says superficial, you're actually going to stop at this chord where left hand's on B and right hand's on A, D, F sharp. So you're not going to do the whole, this part, because you're going to go from here and you're going to go straight into the chorus part. So just to be clear, some people think that the physical things define what's within, and I've been there before, but that life's a bore, so full of the superficial. That's where you end that before you get into the chorus. And the chorus I will do for part 4. If you do part 3, then part 4 will be surprisingly easy because we're going to use literally the same exact chords that we used in part 3. I want to bring to your attention, if you do want to improve your piano skills, even if you are a bare beginner, and if you would like to learn everything from naming the keys all the way up to playing both hands together, being proficient at sight reading, being able to play in different keys, being able to learn about all the different types of chords that you can use in pop music and jazz music and gospel music, then I would invite you to check out my full online piano course for beginners. There's more information about that course if you look in the link in the description box of this video. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Instagram, you should see a link in the description box of my profile page. So hopefully this has helped, and I look forward to seeing you in part 4 of Alicia Keys.